The Slumbering Sands event is the next event up in Pokemon GO, and in this video I will be going through all of the details for the event, including how to get some very rare and exclusive Pokemon. I'll also be going through some tips for the event, and I'll be going through which event Pokemon are worth focusing on. So the event runs from June 7th at 10 AM up until June 12th at 8 PM local time. Slackoth, Vigoroth and Slacking, all wearing visors, will be making their debut alongside Shiny Komala. The bonuses for the event will be 2x catch XP. The wild encounters will be Psyduck, Slowpoke, Drowsy, Mareep, Slackoth wearing a visor, Oranguru, Sandygast, and rarely Munna and Komala. In field research will be Psyduck, Drowsy, Mareep, Slackoth wearing a visor, Oranguru, Sandygast, and Komala. It's worth noting that Slackoth wearing a visor and Komala will have a greater chance of being shiny when encountered from field research compared to being encountered in the wild. In 5-star raids during the event will be Zapdos up until June 10th at 10 AM, and then Landorus in its incarnate form will be taking over. In Mega Raids will be Mega Gyarados up until June 10th at 10 AM, and then Mega Alakazam will take over. And in 5-star Shadow Raids during weekends only will be Shadow Raikou. I will be going through how good each of these event Pokemon and raid bosses are later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. So during this event, if you connect a Pokemon GO++ to your game, you will receive a timed research that will reward XP and encounters with Komala, Slackoth wearing a visor, and the very rare Snorlax wearing a nightcap. There will also be a collection challenge for the event rewarding Stardust, XP, and a Komala encounter, and there'll be event-themed snapshot photobomb encounters, Pokestop showcases, and a $2 timed research that will reward a Komala backpack avatar item, encounters with Komala and Slackoth wearing a visor, and you'll get some XP, Stardust, and silver pinat berries. So that's it for the event details. Let's go through some tips to help you make the most of the event. So with the 2x catch bonus, this event will be a great time to grind catches to build XP if you need it. It's worth using lucky eggs whenever you're out in areas with a lot of Pokemon, and quick catching as many Pokemon as you can in the time limit of your lucky egg. Also, if you do happen to have the resources, you could always use Origin Dialga's Roar of Time adventure effect to pause the timer on your lucky egg to extend the timer. Alternatively, if not, you could use Origin Palkia's Spatial Rend adventure effect to expand the encounter radius and allow you to catch more Pokemon and gain more XP. You could use these adventure effects during any time of the event if you wanted to, but it could be more worth it if you use the adventure effects during Gumi Community Day, which will take place during the Slumbering Sands event. So Gumi Com Day will have many bonuses, including 3x catch Stardust, so it could be worth using star pieces, lucky eggs, and adventure effects during this time so you can get the most out of these items and abilities. If you're looking to maximize candy for the event Pokemon, I recommend stocking up on pinat berries, and you could Mega Evolve a Pokemon that is the same type as the Pokemon that you want to catch to increase the amount of candy, Candy XL, and XP you get per catch. With there being many different types of Pokemon spawning for this event, there isn't a specific Mega Pokemon that will cover them all. However, I will be going through which event Pokemon are the best later on in the video, so that might help you pick which Pokemon to focus on and which Pokemon to Mega Evolve. When it comes to the paid timed research for the event, is it worth buying? So I wouldn't really recommend purchasing this one because you can get encounters with the Pokemon that it offers in the wild, so it will only really be worth it if you want the Komala backpack item for your avatar. So if you haven't got a Pokemon GO++ and you can't afford to buy one and you want to get the timed research for this event, then I would recommend trying to borrow one from a friend or someone in your community so you can pick up the timed research to get the encounter with Nightcap Snorlax if you want it. I'm not sure what the tasks will be asking you to do to get the Nightcap Snorlax, so if it is requiring you to use the Pokemon GO++ to record sleep, then I would recommend keeping an eye on the amount of time that you have to do the research because it will be expiring at the end of the event. With that said, let's have a look at how good the event Pokemon are. So Mareep will be available, and Mega Ampharos is actually a top electric type raid attacker, and it's worth getting a good IV one, especially if you don't have access to Mega Manectric, which is the better of the two. It's worth going after Slackoth wearing a visor, especially for the shiny, because it is possible that this variant of Slackoth won't return to the game, so the shiny version in particular could be very rare. If you're going after the shiny, then it is worth trying to encounter it from field research, where it will have an increased chance of being shiny. Other than this, it is always worth having a few Slacking to defend gym. gyms. So likewise, Komala will be worth shiny hunting because it is the new shiny, and generally it is quite a rare Pokemon to get outside of events like these, so you might actually need it for the dex. Much like Slackoth wearing a visor, Komala will have an increased chance of being shiny when encountered from field research, so it's definitely worth grinding those researchers out to try and get this. For raid bosses, Zapdos is a good Pokemon to raid if you need more electric type attackers, because it is a strong electric type raid attacker and it's even better in its shadow form. It's also ranked 85 in the Ultra League with 112-13 IVs, and it is ranked 79 in the Master League with 15-15-15 IVs. Landorus in its incarnate form is currently ranked 49 in the Master League, but it will perform better in Go Battle League and as a raid attacker when it gets access to legacy move Sandsear Storm in the future. For Mega Raids, we have Mega Gyarados, which is a top 10 water and dark type attacker, and Gyarados itself is ranked 88 in the Ultra League with 0-15-14 IVs, and it is ranked 29 in the Master League. It's worth noting though, it does want legacy move Aqua Tail to be at its best, and that will require an elite charge TM. It could also be worth raiding Mega Gyarados if you need Gyarados for the dex, because otherwise it will be costing you 400 Magikarp candy to evolve into Gyarados. So this is a good way to skip that grind. Mega Alakazam could be worth raiding because it is a top psychic type attacker and the best psychic type Mega currently in the game until Mega Mewtwo releases, but that could be a while off yet. Shadow Raikou will be back, and it is worth raiding if you can possibly get a team together for the in-person raid, because it is the best electric type attacker currently in the game, and it's also ranked 92 in the Master League, so it could be an option there as well. So with that said, if you do want to know more about which Pokemon are the best to power up in Pokemon Go for raid attacking and for Go Battle League, then I recommend checking out this video next.